right, so with this one, again, I'm just gonna do a format where I just go through all the riffs with you, but it's up to you to play along with the track and just practice the sequence and learn all that for yourself. So I'm not gonna do like a full playthrough. I'm just gonna take you through all these riffs and voicings. So I've just done this in standard tuning. I know Wilbur loves those alternate tunings and he's like a genius at it. So I'm just gonna do it in standard tuning and show you just some simple voicings that you can use on just regular standard tuning guitar. So that intro is kind of the hard part. So one chord to remember right off the bat, finger position you're going to use for like most of this is index finger first fret of the B. All right, so for the intro we're going to start with index finger first fret of the B, middle finger second fret of the G, and this is reminiscent of like a D7 shape. But we're going to also, just for the intro, if you can't do this, that's okay, but just for the intro, throw your thumb over the top on the first fret, and if you can grab that first fret of the low E, and then when you strum, if you're getting kind of that first fret of the E, that open D, and then you're getting those two that you're holding, and you're gonna count like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. Now when you get to 3, 2, 3, 4, you're gonna set, if you can, set your ring finger down on third fret of the high E. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4. All right, it's just kind of a big build. And then it'll go into the countdown thing. So if you can't do that thumb over the top, then forget about it. Just don't even do that. Just go like this. Just maybe focus your strum from that D string down, getting that D7 feel. 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4. But still see if you can add your ring finger here on that third fret of the high E. It just kind of gives it that flavor. And if you can't get that either, then I would say just stick to this: index finger first fret of the B, middle finger second fret of the G. 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4. So you kind of count it in your head like that, but then when he goes into the count, he'll go something like that. So you're just setting your hand down on the strings and you're just going. So 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So I'm just going down, 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 up, down, 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 up. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Then we get into kind of the meat and potatoes of the riff. As we say here in America, maybe it would be, what would it be? Fish and chips out in the UK. So we're gonna go like this. It's a very simple chord change. So that same chord we used for the intro. You're gonna strum twice. And then a chuck. And a chuck is just when you karate chop mute the strings and rake the pick really quickly across the strings. So you're doing down, down, a chuck, and then you move your middle finger up to second fret of the D. Now you have an A7 chord. Okay, so we've got, then we got to play a little riff here. So what that is open A, ring finger comes in, plays third fret of A, back to open A, to G, then D. So you're still just leaving that chord shape down. So one more time, a little slower. All right. Now we're gonna do the same thing, but a slightly different riff. So we've got, so that one's a little easier, just open A, 3rd fret of A, open A, 3rd fret of A, open A. So and continuing on. Now here, he's just gonna stop and pause. Just let that D7 shape just ring out, just a whole note strum. And then going into the strum pattern, we have another chord. So just listen to that section again. So when we get to that big whole note D7, let me show you this piece. So big whole note D7 strum, well, reminiscent of a D7, you got that high E open. So big whole note strum, then we're going to go to that A7, and you're going to go down, 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 up. Then your ring finger is going to come down here to 3rd fret of the low E. And if you can, what I'm doing there is kind of trying to mute out the A string a little bit now with the bottom of my ring finger. So you only got 2 fingers on. Index finger, 1st fret of B, ring finger, 3rd fret of low E. So we've got so when I actually get into the strum pattern, so we had the whole note strum, then we got down, 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 up, down, 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 up. Now going back to the D7, down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up. So that's down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up. All right. So now you'll also hear, so here, just playing through that from the whole note D7 strum. That's the little thing we got to learn. So that's, again, you'll hear a whole note strum on the D7, and then bring your ring finger up here to 5th fret of high E. Pluck, let off, pluck E again, then go to the A7 shape, to the G. All right, so we've got Alright, now one other little piece we have to learn here. I'm not sure what else is going on in this song, but I know I heard like a little bridge section where you're going to hear a chord that sounds like this, another chord that sounds like this, and then an actual D7 chord. Okay, so you'll hear this little section and then it repeats. Let me show you the chords I'm playing there. So I'm playing an F. You don't have to bar anything. Index finger again, 1st fret of the B, middle finger, 2nd fret of G, ring finger, 3rd fret of the D. So this is, now you're going to add your pinky here, 3rd fret of high E. So that gives you sort of an F, what is that, an F add 9, maybe, F sus 2 or something. Yeah, so that's a nice sounding chord. So the next one's kind of weird. It's sort of a might be a diminished chord. And again, he's in alternate tuning, so I'm not sure if this is gonna sound exactly right, but you're going from that F, add 2, and then we're gonna go to sort of this diminished thing. So this one, unfortunately, is kind of a bar chord thing. So I'm barring across 1st fret high E through D with my index finger, okay? Pinky stays where it was on the F, on the 3rd fret of the high E. And then you're gonna add your middle finger here on the 2nd fret of the G. And you're gonna strum from the D down through the high E. Okay. Now I suppose if you can't get that bar, you could just go back to that intro chord. See, it's the same thing, but just with in the intro you have your ring finger there. So if you're coming from the F, you could play an abbreviated version of this diminished chord like that. You could just play that probably. I like to try to get that weird root note walk down though, because I think that kind of makes it, in my opinion. But if you can't get it, you could just maybe abbreviate and do that. All right, so then from here, D7, an actual D7. So all we got to do is take that 1st chord of the song, but add ring finger here, 2nd fret of the high E. So we've got all right. Now at one point you'll hear him go to that D7 and then do a little, just a couple of single notes. That's that. So you just add your pinky here, 3rd fret of the high E, and then back to the D7 shape. Ring finger is on 2nd fret of the high E. So you're just 3rd fret of high E to 2nd fret of high E. One other weird thing you'll hear, which I wouldn't even recommend trying to do if you're a beginner. That's like a huge stretch, going 5th fret of high E with that F shape, but you do hear another voicing in there like that as well. So I would keep it simple and just stick with this one. So you got and remember, when you hear that little thing, you can do that. So then I didn't really hear anything else going on. I think I've covered all the major riffs. You're gonna need to just kind of listen through, play through with the track. So the outro, I think, consists mostly of some more of that. That stuff we already went through, but you're gonna have to just kind of figure it out, try to fit it into place. All right, so I hope that was enough to get you a really good start on this song. I hope I covered all the riffs for you. Go ahead, hit the like and subscribe button so I can keep making these videos for you all, and I will see you on the next one.